Well, welcome back for another exciting Coach K in Math Corner. And as a student, I will be able to solve order of operation problems with integers. I know I've got it when I can correctly answer the problems on the exit ticket. Alright, order of operations with integers. We've worked on order of operations before, but not with integers of positive, negative format. So you need to get number 6 notes. Please make sure you follow exactly what I do and say when writing your notes. Ask questions. Please ask questions if you need help. Just going to be a benefit to you. Alright, so here we are. We're talking about order of operations and review. Remember this. PEMDAS, parentheses, exponent, multiply, divide, always going left to right. Whatever comes first is done first, and then add, subtract at the end. Alright, now you need to really show your work, because if you try to do these in your head, I'm sure you're just going to possibly make mistakes. Don't want you to make those mistakes. Write it out, show your work. That's the most important thing I can tell you right now. Alright, when we talk about order of operations, we talk about PEMDAS. Remember, PEMDAS means parentheses. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, actually. But it's parentheses. Exponents. Well, 2, there's an exponent. Multiply, divide, left to right. Now let's do that again. That's not going to look right. Sorry, kids. So this is multiply, divide, and add, subtract. And I'm sorry, I wrote in your example there, but it's just easier for me to write a little bit bigger so you can see it and read it. Parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, going left to right, add and subtract, going left to right. Adding and subtracting are always the last things you do. But this time you're going to do it with integers. Okay, so let's do example number 1. And again, let's remember we have PEMDAS here. All right, I'm going to write that out. I probably don't need to do that every single time, but I'm going to at this point. All right, so we got add, subtract, parentheses, exponent, multiply, divide, add, subtract, going left to right, left to right. All right, so example number 1. We have negative 3 plus 4 times negative 2 minus 1. We do not have parentheses. We do not have an exponent. Well, we have a parentheses, but there's no operation there. So we're going to see multiply, divide, yes, right here. So we got negative 3 added to 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Remember Mr. Multiplication. Mr. Multiplication, remember, negative, negative, positive. And make sure that you take the positive out, the negative out, and your answer has a negative in it. Minus 1. So let's see, negative 3 plus negative 8. Well, I know that the symbols are the same, so that's a negative 11 minus 1. Now remember, when you subtract, you actually do the keep, change, change. So we go negative 11 added to a negative 1. Go back and look at your subtracting notes, subtraction of integers notes if you need help. And the answer is negative 11 plus negative 1 is negative 12. And again, if you have questions, please ask. Alright, example number 2. Here we go. We have negative 5 times 4. Let's put this back up again. PEMDAS, left to right with multiply, divide, add, subtract, going left to right. So we got negative 5 times 4, positive 4, plus 6 divided by a negative 3 minus a negative 7. Well, we do have parentheses right here. And so we're going to go negative 5 times positive 4 added to, and I know that 6 divided by negative 3, again I'm going to refer back to Mr. Multiplication, negative, negative, positive. We have a positive 6 and a negative 3, which means our answer is negative, so we have plus a negative 2, because 6 divided by 3 is 2, so it's a negative 2. minus a negative 7. So when we go through that process of, working out this order of operations, we've already done the parentheses. We do not have an exponent. So let's see, multiply, divide, we have multiply right there. So it is a negative 5 times a positive 4. And according to Mr. Multiple Division, we have positive, we have negative. Our answer is going to be negative 20 added to a negative 2 minus a negative 7. Alright, so this right here is negative 20 plus negative 2. I'm going to have to write it up here, kids. Negative 22 minus a negative 7, which means I have to do keep, change, change because I am subtracting. So we're going to keep negative 22, and we're going to change that minus sign to an addition. And we're going to take negative 7, and we're going to change it to a positive 7. Now we have a negative added to a positive, and when we have that, we need to subtract. So it's 22 minus 7 is 15. And the question is, which one of these has the greatest absolute value? And the greatest absolute value between negative 22 and 7 is 22, which means we want to give this answer a negative 15. Alright, here we go. Alright, example number 3. Kids, I keep referring back to, I'm so sorry. I apologize, go back. Gotta hit my pencil first. Refer back to your adding and subtracting notes. It really is helpful to have those as well as your multiplying and dividing notes. Okay, so let's look. Are we going to have an exponent? No parentheses, even though there is one right there, but that's just showing that's negative 4. We have an exponent. So we have 3 squared. We'll do that first, and that is 9, added to 2 times the negative 4, which is negative 8, minus 6. Alright, and so we have 9 added to, well, actually, let's take this out. So 9 added to a negative 8, we have 2, we have a positive and a negative, so 9 minus 8, we know different, we want to say 9 minus 8, which is 1. And since the absolute value of 9 is greater than the absolute value of negative 8, our answer stays a positive 1, minus 6. So we have 1 minus 6, which means we're going to go keep, change, change. So we're going to keep 1. We have this right here. Okay. So we're going to keep 1, change this to addition, change this to negative 6, and 1 plus a negative 6, well, 6 minus 1, 6 minus 1 is 5, but this has the greater absolute value than 1. So our answer is negative 5. Okay. Here we go, next one, example number 4. Example number 4 is 14 minus 5 times 3, and added to a negative 10 divided by negative 2. Alright, keep writing that down, going left to right, left to right. Let's see, do we have parentheses? Yes, we do. Right here it is. And it's 14 minus 5 times 3. Added to, let's see, Mr. Multiple Division. We have a negative 10, negative 2. Our answer is positive then. Added to 10 divided by 2 is 5. So here we go. We got 14 minus 5 times 3 is 15 added to 5. All right. So let's see. All we didn't have an exponent. We did multiply, divide. All we have left is add, subtract. So here we go. We got 14 minus 15, which in other words means that we want to do keep, change, change. So we're going to keep, change, change. So we're going to go 14 minus 15. 14 added to a negative 15. Well, then we have we have a positive negative, so 15 minus 14 is equal to 1. But this is the greater absolute value, so it's negative 1. So we got negative 1 plus 5. And again, we have a positive and a negative, so we say 5 minus 1 is 4. But which one has a greater absolute value? And that would be 5. And 5 is positive, so our answer is positive 4. Okay, let's go on to the next piece here. Now, your independent work. Good luck on this one. Make sure you show me when you're done. It just helps if you demonstrate your work step by step. Show all your work. Just show everything you can do step by step. And make sure you follow PEMDAS. All right? Make sure you follow PEMDAS. All right? Any questions about that? Let me know. All right, here we go. And then after you're done with that, make sure you get your exit ticket, number 6. Make sure you're doing the correct exit tickets, kids. I noticed that some of us are picking up the wrong exit ticket and doing the wrong exit ticket for another set of notes. So please make sure you double check that. And this again is exit ticket number 6. When you're done with that, again, make sure that you use PEMDAS and place your name on it and then put it in your group folder. It really helps, and I hope that helps you with your organization. All right, next part. Here we go in your assignment. And again, you must do all the starred problems. I know some of us are not reading this, we're not paying attention to this piece right here, and we're just going through and doing them all. Well, unfortunately, I'm asking you to do less than all, but if you want to do them all, that's okay. Make sure you show all your work, and when you're done, rate yourself at a 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember that 4 now is another way of saying, hey, I understand what I'm doing, and I get it, I've got it. So instead of rating yourself as a 3, you can rate yourself as a 4. Okay? That's if you understand what you're doing. Hey, have a good time and enjoy it. I tried to speed up my process in here a little bit more on this one. And again, if you have any questions, please ask for help. Have a great day and enjoy it.